For the session, I have placed a warm-up in place. To begin with, I've done a pulse raiser, then to follow I've done a general mobiliser, and to follow I've done a session-specific mobiliser. To start with, I have done a pulse raiser. This is just to get the blood pumping around the body, get the muscles used to exercising, the blood pump around the muscles with oxygen in, so they're getting used to what will be in later on in the session. I have done this for 2 to 3 minutes, as a warm-up should be a maximum of 5 minutes. This includes stretches and the pulse raiser. As the pulse raiser gets everything working, this needs to be longer than the stretches. The intensity is light. I've done this for a reason, because if I go any heavier than light, the body will think it is just going straight into exercise, and before exercise you need to warm the muscles up before, otherwise there will be the chance that the client will be prone to injuries. Second, I've done a general mobiliser. This gets all of the muscles working, even if we aren't focusing on anything. In the session we focused on legs and feet. I have done a general mobiliser in arms, as there is a little arm movement going on with throwing balls, etc. Again, I haven't done this for very long because the body needs to be warmed up gently, and also I have done this at a light intensity again, so the muscles do not think it's going straight into main activity. Again, the muscles need to be warmed up lightly and in moderation, because otherwise there will be the chance to her being prone to injury. And thirdly, I have done a session-specific mobiliser. This means that the specific areas of the body that I am working on are being specifically stretched out, so they aren't at any risk of becoming injury. These include legs, like all your hips and your thighs. Again, this isn't for very long. As previously stated, the muscles will think it's going into vigorous activity, and this is the reason why I've also kept this at a light intensity as well. Following that, we have the intended skill. This is done at a light to medium intensity, as my client has got the problem of back pain every now and then. As a first session, I like to keep it at a light to medium intensity, just to keep that injury maintained to a specific level, that it isn't too hard for her to continue to work. And this again isn't for very long, as this skill is just to see where she's at the moment. If she finds it difficult, I have put in a potential simplification. This is because if she finds the intended skill too hard and we push her too hard, she can be prone to injury. As this has been simplified, I've kept it to a light intensity, and I've put it for a longer period of time. I've put it for a longer period of time so she can take the skill more slowly, so she can work out what she needs to do, because if I have it at a very short time and at a more increased intensity, I can put her at a risk of being injured throughout the session. If she finds the skill too easy, I have put in a potential progression. Again, I've put this for longer, but I have put it at a higher intensity. Even though it's at a higher intensity, I don't want her in a short space of time to overwork herself, because again she will be prone to injury, such as stretched muscles, falling over, hurting herself and putting herself at a risk of not being able to train whatsoever. So even though this is at a medium to high, I also have to think of her back injury. So this will be mainly towards the medium side to prevent any more injuries occurring. After I've done the main session, I have put in a pulse raiser, pulse lowerer even, and some static stretches. First we do the pulse lowerer. This gets the pulse to where it was before we started exercising, and this just goes from a jog down to a gentle walk. This again isn't for very long, this is for 3 minutes. This is just so the body thinks that it's warming down and it's not carrying on with any vigorous exercise. And this is at a light intensity as well, as we want to calm the muscles down and get it back to pre-exercise state. After that we have some static stretches. This keeps the pulse lowered, and this also stretches out the muscles from the main activity, preventing there being any lactic acid left in the muscles, causing any cramp. These are all at 8 to 10 seconds long, because we don't want to overstretch the muscles, but we want to stretch them enough so that when she leaves the training facility, she won't be caused any discomfort from the session. And these again are all at a light intensity so that we don't cause any damage to the muscles that have just been worked. I have done the entire session in the sports hall. This is because we don't want to take her straight outside, as if we're just working out where she is, we need her in a confined space where there's less risk of her being prone, as outside we've got tarmac and everything to worry about. So inside was the best option for her. And in my session plan I have noted down that she has a back injury. Even though I know this is just to remind me that I can't do anything too vigorous with her, otherwise she will be in a lot of pain and it could worsen the injury.